That's a good question, because I'm quite embarrassed a lot. Right now is one of them. You know, a lot of stuff in season 1 was embarrassing because you're meeting the people, right? So like, you know, if I joined episode 4 and, you know, it took me until like episode 10 for me to meet the rest of the cast, so I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, cool. But in the scene itself, I think I tripped up the stairs. No, I fell down the stairs during one of the fight scenes because it was wet outside. So that was embarrassing, but it was icy, and like, what are you gonna do? Like, they put me in fancy shoes on the show, you know what I mean? So it's their fault, really. No, but nothing too bad. I turned it on. I have to be professional sometimes, I guess. But that's it. No, thank you. John Hedge. Hi.
Hi.
These are a trip.
My question is, where would you see yourself if you never started filming or acting?
Oh, well, this show, where would I see myself? Probably begging for change on the side of the road. But that's no different than now, so I'm trying to think. Hope you guys are getting a good impression of me. No, you know, like Riverdale's been an incredible career. You know, all fandom and everything aside, it's quite a big show. I think it's beautiful people at it, but its niche has opened different doors for me. Like I as an actor don't necessarily want to join any other teen drama show. I don't think it makes sense to compete with such a powerful show. So why would me, the actor, go to the said new show and be the new Joaquin of that? It doesn't make sense. I'd rather just break that image and maybe be a serial killer or something. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be something on the other spectrum and go wow and show the chops off. But where would I see myself without it? Probably on Sabrina. Cool.
My question is about the relationship between Joaquin and Kevin. Do you think that he was really genuinely into Kevin, or do you think a part of him was still kind of like, let me get the good side of the law a little bit, or let me be a little bit of an investigative side, or keep myself, you know, in the know?
I think Joaquin was a lover, to be honest, and he, you know, he was scared of his own boss. So you have the fears and the struggles of life, like anything, weighing down on you, and all you want to do is be a kid. And that's why I said it's complex life. So something like Ricky, you don't live a normal childhood. You don't have that, and you know, we never even knew if Joaquin was in high school. You know, we didn't know if he was that far removed from normal society. If he was just literally shoveling up messes. So I think when he met someone and got to hang in someone of his own age and find love, I think it hit him harder, and that's something, you know, yeah. I think that's why the goodbye scene was something so special. And as short as they edited it, it's still said enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think there's a mess there, and I think, you know, he made some poor decisions. So,
Thank you.
thank you. Why is it like, what happened?
I rolled my ankle, broke
Ouch.
the second time.
It's the hugs. Don't do that. You're just pushing your luck, aren't you? Okay, let's get him going. No.
Who's better, Archie or Kevin?
Me. Who's better at what? At kissing? Kissing. Just kissing. You are fun. I would say they're both very different. See, KG's a fighter, and I can't tell you this. You're a little bean. Like, you don't know this, you know? Yeah. They're all CW approved kisses, so no open mouth and very. It depends who ate what. That's how we go with it. Yeah, when me and Casey first kissed, we both had tuna. Wasn't pleasant. Mainly because I got it from the back of his mouth into mine. I'm like, tuna, how's it going? So yeah, cool. Thank you. Thank you. You'll be back up in 2 seconds. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Joaquin, I just want to know what advice would you give someone that was just starting out in acting?
No is your most powerful word. It's very, we have to take jobs, obviously, in this, but you have to be selective on what and where you want to go in your career. Your career is your path, so everyone's going to shake you and be like, man, you should do this, and you're like, I don't need that. I need you to go get me to work so I can, you know what I mean? And read a lot. Understand black to white. Just any spectrum of material. Get in it. And I do this thing, maybe I'm insane, but when I drive, I live in Los Angeles, so I'm in my car probably for 3 days to get somewhere. So I do a thing called a steering wheel monologue, and any frustration I have is just venting, and I'll then try to turn that back into material, so you expurgate it and then internalize it, so then it does something. Get your thoughts out, write them down, whether you write them down or vocalize them, do that. We're weird people, actors, we're really weird. People pay us to do it, so be weird, be eccentric, and jump off the cliff of life. Not literally, don't do that, damn.
How many times do you get told you have really pretty eyes? That's one.
I've never heard it, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to note that one. Hi.
Sorry.
And she's out.
Hi. I wanted to ask, who's the funniest cast member that you've ever worked with?
Again, me. Funniest cast member is probably, in general, or on Riverdale? Yeah.
Or you can do both, but I was thinking Riverdale.
Yeah, naturally, I think we're at a Riverdale event. Cole is one of the funniest people I've met. KJ he's hilarious, but he's like a Grinch monster. He's so weird. His face just isn't real material. But Cole's like witty. Like he'll just come up with things fast and then out. You're like, ouch. I think Cole's one of the funniest people. And the stories he has, because he's been in this since he was just an incredible person. I did this with him last week. Every time you do these, you just learn more stories about each other. He's a real person. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what comes next.
What will you change of the personality of Joaquin?
What would I change? What did I think? Sorry?
No, what will you change of the personality?
What would I change? Probably the mere thought of going to jail would have been a good one. Like, hey, I'm going to go to jail should have been removed out of his personality. It's not a personality trait, is it? Cool. Not good at these. That's a great question. I think I really like Martin, and I got to grow with him. So I think everything that happened, not to push this question, but I think everything that happened needed to happen. And if he becomes a walking zombie man, then he will be a walking zombie man. Joaquin zombie. That's good. So good. So I personally wouldn't change anything. I liked him. I think depth is a huge thing for people to grow from, and if you're going through hell, keep going. And I think that's exactly what he did. And it got him to a bad place, which sometimes happens in life. But it's better him than his friends, and I think he pushed himself away to die alone rather than bringing everyone with him. And I think that's a better trait. So, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi again. Oh.
My question is, do you still hang out with the cast members even though you're not in Riverdale?
Well, they live in Vancouver for 9 months out of the year, right? So I don't. Me and KJ are pretty close. Pretty close, because of the band. Other than that, I don't really see anyone. Everyone works. We all work, right? So unfortunately not. If we can FaceTime, we FaceTime. If not, it's nice to take a few months off from people you just spent 9 months with. So mainly KJ, and then me and Lachlan come a little bit, but that's just something personally. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Hi.
So I love tattoos. I was wondering, do you have a favorite?
Of mine?
Yeah.
My L. Where's the camera? Wow. Right. Where's the camera? Yeah, it's just an initial of someone important for me. So, I have all these. I honestly woke up drunk in Vegas and I was like, what happened? No, this is a journey of my life. And the most important one in this is this rose, which a rose blooms into something beautiful, so I think it could always be something you look forward to, and this was half bloomed. So I don't think I'll ever, I think you're always on your journey no matter what. So that also means.
Love that, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Get some tattoos. Okay, well, I didn't know that.
How did
No.
How does your life change when you got on the cast of Riverdale?
Well, the simplest way to put it, I'm a musician my whole life, and Riverdale's my first big acting gig. So with drummers, we like to hide behind things that make loud noises, and then curl away into a little hole, and nice, and that's our voice. And then with acting, I'm like, oh, I can do this. And then so I got the show, and then I got picked up, and then so the same route of coffee that I would take every day would then, after the show came out, be attacked by people. And I'm like, me? You should, hey, what's up? So yeah, it changed my life because just a slew of people would recognize me something. But then what scared me to now being like, oh, this is cool, people connected with something. So it changed me to then be able to focus the story that I live, that I can now share. Instagram's a huge part of the show, obviously. So now instead of me being like, hi, look at me, I can share how I went through life a little bit to get to where I'm at. And that's a huge thing. Because, how old are you?
10.
You're 10. And do you have Instagram? No, you're way too young
Have
for that.
Snapchat though.
Not adding you on that. But I think a huge thing of the demographic of the show is everyone's on their phone a lot. And I think that's great. But I also think if we're going to influence any of you because of what you found us from, let's give back what got us to where we're at. So that way you can then get off your phone and be like, hey, maybe I want to practice drums for 6 hours today. And then check my social media. You know what I mean? So I think that's how it's changed my life. To be able to give back and be like, hey, let's all shake hands in 5 years and you guys can be at the same events as us because you want to bust your asses and do these things. So it's influence in the proper way, not in the copy way. So that's it. Thank you. Good question.
Hello.
Hi. Surfing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I noticed on your Instagram that you do a lot of music-related things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any plans for that coming forth?
Well, Legend, the band with KJ, just cut their record. Uh-oh. And so that is now in talks with hopefully a song to be released this summer. And that's going to be really fun. I'm sorry, I'm talking like a 13-year-old girl. What's that?
I'm 18.
You're 18, but I'm 13. That's tell me more. So weird. So I think getting back to that question, I approach music because music is the impetus of who I am. It's what fuels me. Acting gave me the opportunity to connect with all you people. Music is the thing that I'm going to show and be like, hey, do you like this? Because if not, I'm still going to do it. And we can maybe have more fun. I started incorporating lives where people around the world can join, you know, and be like, hey, can you sing? I'll play guitar. Let's try to have a song. And I want to do that because I think that's cool, you know, because acting is cool. But until we get to the place where we're, you know, doing other things in Riverdale, I think we should utilize the fan base and get back and forth and go from there. So yeah, you'll see lots more music, lots more. Thank you.
Hi, what's the weirdest question you've ever been asked by a fan?
Can I see your feet? Which I politely accept. I'm like, you can. This is weird. It was also at this weird underground theater in New York, so I don't know if it was a fan or if I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, but
I'm from Jersey, I understand.
are you going to Jersey's con?
No, sadly, because I have some family plans, sadly. Wishing that.
That's not sad. That's cool. We'll just come crash. I'm not going to Jersey's, but I'll just come crash your family plans. Cool. Thank you. Good question. Hi.
So I was going to ask, actually I had two questions. One of them was going to be, like, what do you do when you're not acting? Like, obviously music is that, so I'm going to change that one to what's your favorite genre of music that you listen to mostly?
Oh, that's tough. Being a musician, you gotta be an open book. You know, I love my rock music. I love jazz. I really love jazz. You know, music helps me act as well. So just a fun thing, my process. I can say that sometimes. My process to get into character. I listen to a lot of ambient and obscure music to try to find the monologue of the person. So I do a lot of depths into stuff. And if I can't find it, I'll write it for the character to sing. Oh, this is going to be fun. 1 sec. Hey man, I'm just out of thing.
I said, what's going on? We were in Seattle. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Say hi. Sorry, what?
What is your acting or music inspiration? Like, what's your influencer? Like, who's your favorite artist?
John Bonham from Lebanon. Can't you just FaceTime you?
Just FaceTime. What's that?
It's not like a fangirl. Jeez, he's my friend. So hot.
He's supposed to be here.
Yeah, I know I'm replacing him. It's good. I hope he cancels more. I get paid.
Honestly, I love KJ, I love Archie, but I mean, you fine, so that's
What's up, girl? I'm doing today. Not gonna just thank you. It's a good thing, but Led Zeppelin is my favorite. Yeah, huge blues rock in any genre. Are we good? What's time? What are we? A few more wrap things up. Hey.
Okay, so this might be the most unnecessary question that ever, but it's okay.
Let's talk about it.
So when I meet cool people like you, I always tend to ask what your favorite pizza topping is.
Pizza topping.
Yeah. So what's your favorite pizza topping?
Do you understand the behavior you're doing versus what you're asking? Is quite hilarious. The bathrooms are around the I'm a simp Well, I start with a good cheese and then I build on that. I'm pretty, I'm Italian, so I like to get to like cook